Major Davis reporting for duty, sir.
I don't need to tell you the bad news, Major. I certainly don't need to tell you that it has been 4 months since giant monster fleas first appeared in our world. And that since that time, nearly 3/4 of our cities and towns have been destroyed. And that destruction, devastation, and untold horror have been a day-to-day occurrence ever since.
Thank you for not telling me that news, General. Has anyone finally been able to figure out where these giant fleas came from, sir?
They appear to have originated from nuclear waste sites in and around California. They have reproduced in the presence of extremely high levels of background radiation. Parts of their bodies have grown to gigantic proportions.
You mean like the Kardashians?
Well, not that bad. But our best estimate is that the fleas have eaten or killed over 4 billion people, and their toxic droppings threaten to poison the remainder of our populace. We estimate that we have only 1 week before all of humanity is lost.
Only 1 week? My God!
But we do believe that we have one final weapon at our disposal.
What is it, sir? Do we hit them with focused energy pulses? Shower them in poisonous gas? Blast them with concentrated Neil Diamond music?
We've already tried all of those, Davis. Nothing worked. If anything, the creatures seem to have developed an affinity for Sweet Caroline. They get stronger every time they hear it.
Dear God, no creature alive should be able to handle that much diamond.
But it is possible that we have found one solution that might work.
But what is it, sir?
Asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation? Why, we'll fix their asses all right.
Not
how do we do it?
Ass-fixing, Major. Asphyxiation. We'll smother them. These giant bugs have giant exoskeletons. They breathe through thousands of pores. If we can plug those pores, we can keep them from breathing. And when they can't breathe, they will die.
Sounds like a pretty poor plan to me, sir. So, how do we plug the holes?
We're going to have to use our heads, Major.
I understand that, sir, but I mean, how exactly do we plug the hole?
I mean literally. We're going to plug those pores with our heads. The plan is to assemble a team of 5,000 soldiers for each of the fleas. Each team will climb onto their designated bug, fan out over the bug's surface, and ram their heads into the pores.
And how long will it take to kill the bugs?
Oh, we estimate anywhere from 1 to 2 hours.
But by that time, the team will all be...
That's right, Davis. That's right. It's a death mission. We are asking for the ultimate sacrifice. For God, for country, for all humankind.
It's a sacrifice our country will be proud to make, sir.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Major, because you're heading up our first team.
When are we going?
The team leaves about an hour from now. There's no time to waste.
Oh, but what about my wife?
Well, now, your wife is a very beautiful and attractive woman. She has a wonderful personality. I've always been very fond of her.
I mean, will I get to see her again before I go?
I'm afraid there isn't any time, Major. But I promise you, I will personally console her after the mission is completed.
Thank you, sir.
It's the least I can do, Major. But tell me, what kind of wine does she prefer, red or white?
Wine, sir?
Never mind. I'll just bring one of each.
General, sir, how do we get onto the bugs?
Our engineers have developed a plan. Each team will assemble behind the flea. Team members will be secured to each other to form a long chain, a human centipede, if you will.
A human centipede, that's a little hard to swallow, sir.
Bend over, Major. Bend over. Trust me, We've run hundreds of simulations. The plan takes a little while to fully digest, but it all works out in the end. After we climb onto those bugs, we'll fan out and blanket them like a human sweater.
Is it a blanket or a sweater, sir?
Well, now is not the time to pick nits, Major. What I'm saying is we'll be all over these bugs like a cheap suit.
I'm getting slightly confused, sir. Could we possibly just stick to a single article of clothing?
Major, do I need to remind you that I am not in the habit of tailoring my remarks?
No, sir. How do we know where to go on the bug?
We have generated computerized maps of the bugs. Each pore has been alphanumerically coded. Each team member will be assigned a pore code. They simply follow the map to their designated target, stick their head in, and hold on for dear life.
And how do we keep our heads in the pores after
you expire? Well, you first lock your arms around the giant hairs surrounding each pore. Then, after you die, rigor mortis keeps your head locked firmly in place, forming the perfect seal.
Holy Mother of God!
Here's your code, Davis.
AP 17. Do we know where this pore is located, sir?
Oh, I am sorry, Major Davis. The APs are anus pores. Your destination is anus pore 17. You've ended up smack dab in the middle of the bug's ass. Excuse me.
I mean, do we know if there'll be any excrement in the anus, sir?
Well, I don't have the poop on that yet, Major. Well, maybe just a little. But our job is not to question, but to act, and to act quickly, decisively.
Begging your pardon, sir, is there any way I might be able to switch assignments with someone else?
Major, do I need to remind you you're in the Army and you will do as you are ordered?
But...
No buts, no buts, Major. The only butt you should be focused on is the one located smack dab on the backside of a giant flea. You understand me?
Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
In this mission, we are a team, a human sweater, knit of men and women of every rank, race, and creed. Some of us are arms, some of us are legs, and some of us are assholes. You get that, Davis?
I'm beginning to see that a bit more clearly now, sir. It's just that
Major, I want you to think of this mission as a sacrifice for God and country. God wants you to plug that pore, Davis. In fact, doesn't it say something about that in the good book? Doesn't it say give everything you have to the poor?
With all due respect, sir, I don't believe anyone envisioned giant bug anuses in that context.
Since when did you become a biblical scholar, Major? God would never give us any more than we can handle. You do believe that, don't you?
I'm beginning to have my doubts, sir. But there is one question I'd like to ask.
What is it, Major?
Well, sir, hundreds of millions of innocent people have already died. Why would God allow so many people to die just to test the faithfulness of the few of us who remain?
Who are we to question the mind of God, Major?
With all due respect, sir, given that I'm being asked to suffocate myself in giant flea shit, I feel I have the right to ask.
Ours is not to question why. Right now, we have to rely on God's strength to defeat the bugs. But Major, remember this. When God closes one orifice, he always opens another.
Begging your pardon, sir, I don't believe God ever had to shove his face inside a giant flea.
My God, Major Davis, you will get into that human centipede. You will march up on that bug, and you will shove your face into that anus. If not, I will have you shot right here, right now, on the spot as a traitor. Now, what'll it be?
I'm thinking. Well, when you put it like that, sir, I'm in. But there is one thing I'd like to say, given that I'm just a few hours away from a very miserable death. I guess I've got nothing left to lose, so permission to speak freely, sir.
Make it quick, Major. There's a giant bug's ass with your name on it waiting for you.
Well, sir, speaking of plugging holes, for the past 6 months, I have a confession to make. I have been having an affair with your wife. It's been wild. It's been crazy. It's
Enough, Major. I could have you court-martialed for this. This is your revenge for being sent on an anal death march, isn't it?
No shit, sir.
Oh, wait. I'm getting a call. Oh, this is incredible.
What is it?
They've all started to die. The fleas, they're dropping like flies.
Well, do I know what's causing it?
Apparently they caught a virus from the anti-vaxxers, and the flea version of this virus is 100% fatal. Our mission is off. The world is saved, Major.
General, sir, about that business with me and your wife, I was just under a bit of stress was all, with my impending death and everything. I hope there's no hard feelings, sir.
Major, this is the Army. We don't have feelings. But I do have a new assignment for you.
Already, sir?
I am putting you in charge of the National Flea Excrement Removal Project. I need someone who's an expert at shoveling shit. And right now, you're at the top of my list. Plan on being away from home for at least 3 years.
I guess I stepped right in that one, sir.
Shit happens, Major. You plowed your own hole. Now you get the chance to fill it one shovelful at a time. Think of this as your new tour of duty.
Roger that, sir. Roger that.